Hey guys, so it's been a little while since I've actually seen you guys in person or tuned your violins. So you may be in a situation where your violin is reasonably settled. In that case, you can try using your fine tuners. Now your fine tuners, back to violin basics. Fine tuners are the little screws down here. If your violin is hideously out of tune and you are very unlucky in that you have a very what we call an unsettled instrument, basically it's a little bit like having a violin that's constantly in a bad mood. You're going to need to use pegs. That's going to be part 2 of this video. So part 1 is for those of you who can probably just tweak the tuning with the fine tuners. So this is Marcelly's little half size here. Let's have a little listen. She's not played it in a couple of days. Let's have a little listen to the tuning. So I'm going to start with A. Think of A as being the center. It's like the center of your instrument. This is what we always tune to in orchestra. This is what I always start with when I use my tuner. Now let me just pick that up just so you can see what it is. You've all seen me with this. Some of you are like, what is that? It is an electronic tuner. I use this just because it's more portable. I don't really want to be messing around with my mobile phone during your lessons. It's something that's pretty instantaneous. I can turn it on and just get that working. So when it goes into the center, see where when it goes into the center and it goes green, that's when I know that your violins have hit the right A. Okay, so let's put that down just now. Obviously, when I'm like out and about doing a gig or something like that as well, we don't use tuners. We are professional musicians. I have that sound in my head of the A. So let's have a go. Let's find out how Marcelly's violin is. A's alright. And the G. That's a bit of a tragic E. Okay, so I don't think any of you should attempt to tune maybe with your bow right now. I think it would be better for you just to do like pizzicato. So in that case, when you're doing pizzicato for tuning, basically what you just want to be doing, I'm just going to move my camera down a little bit here. Doing pizzicato for tuning. So I'm just facing the violin, putting the violin on my lap. I'm just facing the violin towards me. I'm going to have a little pluck here. So I'm alright with the A. I'm going to pull the A just up slightly. I think it's a little bit flat. So when you want to tune up, make it sharper, you need to turn the fine tuner clockwise. So to go sharp, it's clockwise. And I'm going to go to the D now. And then I'm going to go for the G. Now, that fine tuner, her G fine tuner, is quite tight. So do your best. If it's quite tight, you're maybe not going to get it up any further. And then you're probably going to be in bother in future weeks if those tuners are right down. Let's go for the E, which was not sounding great. The E was actually sharp, so I need to bring it down. Okay. So I'm quite happy with that. So that's what your violin should sound like. Okay, so let's move on now to the horrible situation if your violin is totally out of tune. So just to illustrate, what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to tune the violin down to bring it all back up again. So let's just imagine that your violin is just like totally hideous. Please don't try this at home, okay? Don't need to do it as quickly. Right, okay, so let's just imagine that you've picked up your violin and you're like, it's like BANJOLIN, okay, so it's really bad. So what you do in this case is, again, put it in your lap so it's nice and stable. This is my right hand. I am plucking with my thumb, but I'm holding the violin. Okay, so when you use the pegs, imagine you're doing everything in slow motion. You're doing it as gently as possible. You're not going to do it really quickly. There's two things you need to do. You need to do it slowly, plucking all the time, and you need to be turning and pushing in at the same time. Pegs are made in a wedge shape. So there's the point of the peg, and then it gets wider as it comes out to the actual little bit that you would turn it. So you want to be pushing that into the hole, okay? You want to be pushing that into the hole, okay, so that it actually stays in the scroll. Okay, so we're holding like this, plucking with the thumb, and we're going to take this is our A string peg. Our A string peg is at the top of the scroll. So we're going to go up. I'm doing this extremely gently. You can hear the pitch is rising. I'm going to turn my tuner on just to check that. Got on my knee here. Pretty close, I'm still slightly flat. And sometimes it feels like you're just literally just kind of like squeezing it because you're not wanting to go, woohoo! You're not screwing. Okay, it's not like you're screwing a nail in or something like that. It's literally, you've got to be like super slow and gentle with it. Right, I'm happy with that A. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna swap hands. I'm quite ambidextrous, so got my A. Okay, we've got like an octave below for the D string. That's pretty bad. Right, so. I went a wee bit high. And what you might find, unfortunately, while you're fittering about with your D string, your A might be changing. Yep, my A's gone flat again. So this is the problem with tuning string instruments. So what I've basically done to this violin by tuning it down, which is why I didn't use my own, I've really unsettled this violin and now it's really unhappy. Okay, so I'm back up with my A. Now what you can do is tune it just slightly under and use your fine tuner. Got my D, feeling alright with the D. Now, twangy, that's really, really loose, that G string. I really went for it when I loosened that, so this is no use. And that's probably why the violin is so upset. See, all the time, plucking all the time. So I'm raising the pitch, listening. Wee bit of help from a fine tuner. That's much better now. So we've got G, D, and A. Ooh, that E. Now, super duper careful with your E string. If there's going to be a string that's going to break, it'll be that E. So. Now, I also advise with the E string, sometimes the A string, look away. If you get that string and it breaks in your eye, you're in bother. Use your ears. Okay, so my A has slipped again. The funny faces make it more fun. So you can see that from a violin that's quite severely out of tune, it takes time. This is not like a quick fix, and you need to do it super slowly or you will break strings. So just bear that in mind. So that was me going from a violin that was like really quite severely out of tune. If you get to the point where your fine tuners are like really, really far down towards into the tailpiece, you're going to have to loosen them all. Now, this violin, they are quite far down, but they're quite short, these ones, so I'm bringing them all up. You've probably seen me having to do this at orchestra. So I've brought them all up now, the fine tuners, so let's have a listen to what that sounds like now. So it's away again out of tune. Because I've changed those tuners, but the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm going to do it with the pegs, and it means that maybe for a couple of weeks I can just use fine tuners. So I'm just checking again using my tuner here. And I can use the tuners again because they're up. So I'm quite happy with that. So what you can do, I'm just going to put my tuner up there, and I've got another music stand behind there. So you can now check with your bow. This is going to be quite tricky maybe for some of you to do. So you've got the bow on the string. Bring your hand up and round. Still a bit flat. But it was really easy to use those fine tuners there because I'd brought them up. So probably during lessons you'll notice that I'll just tune the A and then I'm doing double stops. Check, okay, that was in tune, because as a professional musician we always just would take an A, maybe in an orchestra situation we would take an A from the first violin in a string quartet, and we're not really using tuners, we're using our well-developed ears. And I think there's quite a few of you out there that probably do have well-developed ears, but at the beginning it would be really good if you can use a tuning app or an electronic tuner, and that is going to help you anyway. It's fine to use an electronic tuner and tune each string separately. That's absolutely fine. I hope that's helped. I will try and look up some tuning apps. It's not something I use. I prefer my electronic tuner. But I will have a wee look. There's probably some pretty simple stuff on there that you can use to help you tune. So I hope that's helped. As I say, it's slowly and gently. Don't be turning these really quickly. And the other thing is, if you think it's just slightly out of tune as well, tune down before you bring it back up. So that's my aim tune. Come down to come back up. So when you're tuning the pegs, you tune away from you. I should have said that earlier as well. You tune away, because you're actually, what you're doing is you're tightening the tension on the string. So don't go straight into tightening it. Come down to go back up, and plucking with that thumb all the time. Yep, so that's Marcelly's violin in tune. Later she can do some practice now. No excuses. Right, over and out, guys. Start engaging with me. Say hello, send me emojis, send me videos. I want to see what you're doing. I need to know you're all still out there playing your violins. And get onto that Benedetti virtual orchestra stuff as well. That could be a lot of fun. Okay, bye.